What is going on? Welcome back to English with LinguaTrip, and today we're gonna learn how to be, well, polite in English. Not that I think you're not polite. I think you are beautiful, wonderful, polite, nice people. However, we're just learning stuff, so let's just learn some polite expressions in English. Let's do it. Come on! The first one is, would it be okay if? Would it be okay if? This is a really nice way of, well, basically asking for permission. Would it be okay if I left work early today? Keep in mind, it is a conditional. That's why we're saying, would it be okay if I left, not leave?
Would it be okay if I call it a birthday gift?
Number two, could you please? And you're asking for something, but in a nice way. Could you please help me? As opposed to, can you help me, right? We're trying to be polite.
Could you please help me?
Number three, would you mind? Now, okay, so here's the thing. Would you mind? You're kind of asking for permission as well. It's very similar to would it be okay if, just, you know, different type of phrasing. Would you mind? Would you mind if I sat right here? It's a conditional sentence as well, so keep that in mind.
Oh, well, would you mind taking our picture?
Speaking of being polite, English in general is a pretty polite language, you know. You kind of have to but you kind of have to dance around whatever you want to say first before you get to it, and that is considered to be polite. So English is very polite, but there is one situation where English is not being very nice and polite to you, and that's when you feel stuck. When you've been learning it for a while and you got to a solid intermediate, but then whatever you do, you don't seem to be moving from there. And that's not polite, that's not nice, that's actually very rude. But don't you worry, give English another chance. We will help you. Join our brand new updated online course from intermediate to advanced to get out of that situation and move on to bigger and better things. It's also very exciting because it's a challenge too. So you're just going along with the course. You're doing all the tasks with a partner that we carefully select for you. You get points, you move up on the leaderboard, and you potentially win the whole thing. Who knows? Maybe the winner of the next challenge is watching this video right now. It could be you. You walk away with your English being better and improved, and you also win stuff. Isn't that amazing? Our Christmas sale is finally here, 30% off every single course. Link in description. Now, do you mind is a little different. Would you mind has, more of like a hypothetical type of vibe to it, right? Because of would. And then it's a conditional, so we, do all of that. Now, do you mind is more matter of fact in that sense. So you would say, do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I park right here? So you're already here, or, you're about to sit down or park or whatever. But, it's more of this is real life and it's happening now. So, I'm wondering if that's okay.
Do you mind if I stop for a second?
Speaking of wondering, the next one is, I was wondering if. Once again, a very polite, nice way of, asking for stuff. I was wondering if you could help me. I was wondering if it was okay for me to ask you for help. That's even, crazy.
But I was wondering if I could hang around.
The next one is a little strange. So, well, first of all, excuse me. Excuse me is a great way to get someone's attention, right? Excuse me. Now, here's where it gets a little complicated. So typically, back in the day, you would say, you would also address people. Obviously, you don't know their name, they are a stranger. So the only way you could potentially address them would be either by saying, sir,
excuse me, sir,
or ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Now, this is a layered situation here, and obviously we're learning English and we have to learn the culture behind the language as well. Okay, here's the thing. Generally speaking, saying sir or, well, first of all, ma'am, some women get offended when you call them ma'am because they think it makes them sound old, so, miss is a good one. But in general, the culture and the nature of the English language and the people speaking it tells you that you should not assume that people want to be called sir or ma'am or miss, right? So just drop those. I guess basically I just gave you this whole explanation just to tell you don't say sir, ma'am, or miss. Just say excuse me and that's fine. You don't have to. There's no need, you know, in addressing someone.
Excuse me.
The next one is I would like. And I would like is just a very polite way to say I want, I guess. I want some coffee versus I would like some coffee. You know, especially if that's your way of asking for it, you know, I would like would be the way to go.
I would like you to be my guest at a ceremony that will make this battle station operational.
Number 8, when you're eating something, and you know, once again, we kind of have a tendency to minimize stuff by saying, yeah, this is good. Oh, yeah, really good. Which is fine, you know, but you can take it to the next level and use a word that we don't really use often, and it's delicious. Wow. So delicious, especially when the person who made this meal or made, you know, whatever you're eating is right next to you. You want to make them feel good about it. So you're going to say, wow, so delicious.
Oh, whatever's in there, it is delicious.
See? Makes a difference. The next one is when someone actually helps you with stuff and you want to say thank you, I really appreciate you. While those are really nice and should be used, you can also add something else to really make sure this person understands that, you know, what they did was effective and you really appreciated it and you're grateful. So you can say, that was so helpful. Thank you, I really appreciate it. See? There are levels to being nice and polite.
That was so helpful.
Now the next one, when someone shares great news with you, we as native speakers kind of have a tendency of, you know, being very neutral about it, saying like, good for you, and all of that stuff, which is fine. It works too. It's all about how you say, you know, you can say good for you, or you can say good for you, right? But, you know, aside from tone, I guess you can also put your excitement into words and make it more beautiful. And you can say, that's wonderful.
Ah, that is wonderful news. Oh.
The next one is when you're trying to, you know, get something from across the table, you can ask someone to pass it to you and say, could you please pass me, you know, whatever. Could you please pass me the salt? Way better than give me the salt. Or, you know, just plain pass me the salt. Obviously, you know, if you're in a comfortable environment with your family or your friends, you can just say pass me the salt. You can just skip the pleasantries and stuff like that. But, you know, if you want to be extra polite, you're going to say, could you please pass me the salt?
Could you please pass me the bread?
The next one is when you want to say no, but, you know, sometimes saying no could be, well, there shouldn't be anything impolite about saying no, but if you want to be extra nice, instead of saying no, you can just say, I'm afraid I can't. Still no, but, you know, I guess just a little nicer.
I'm afraid I can't help you.
Or another good one, so when someone is right next to you doing something you don't like and you want them to stop, instead of saying stop, you can just say, would you mind? Would you mind? Like, let's say I'm sitting right next to you and I'm eating and I'm chewing with my mouth open, right? You don't like that, you want me to stop, so you can say, hey, would you mind? I will know exactly what you're talking about, hopefully. Or, you know, if I'm touching you and stuff and you don't want to be touched by me or anybody, you can be like, would you mind? And I can be like, oh, sorry.
Redmond, would you mind not smoking for a while?
The next one is when someone is in your way and you're trying to get through, you know, instead of saying, move, move it, you can just say, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, right? At the grocery store or something when they can't see you, but you need to get through. That's a great way to do that.
Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
The next one is when something is moving way too fast and you want to say, wait, slow down. You can just say, could you please hold? Could you please hold? Like, stop for a second, or, you know, slow down. Could you please hold?
Yes. Could you please hold 1 second, sir?
The next one is a really great addition to, you know, asking for information or asking for something in general. By any chance. No reason at all. It's so stupid, but it makes it sound very polite. By any chance, would you happen to have a spare tire? I don't know. That sounds dumb. But you know what I mean. By any chance, would you happen to know how to get to the train station? By any chance.
Do you by any chance have the police surgeon's report available?
The next one is, what if? What if? Now, I don't know if it's really polite and nice, but it is a cool little way to spice it up a little bit when, you know, you want to make a suggestion or something. Or indirectly ask for something, kind of by making a suggestion. Like, for example, what if we went out to eat today? See, a nice little, you know, you kind of go around the thing that you want. That is considered to be polite in English.
What if we went out to dinner one night? What do you think?
The next one is when someone is saying something to you and you can't understand them, or you didn't hear. Instead of saying what, huh, repeat that, you can say pardon me, pardon me, but make sure you're really nice about it. Don't be mean. Pardon me. That's it.
Pardon me.
The next one is a great way to, you know, show someone that you respect their time and you value their time and attention, but you still need to ask for something, right? So you're gonna basically start your question with, sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you, but would you happen to have any spare change? God. You know what I mean, though.
Sorry to bother you, but I have a question about the coffee.
The next one is a great way to say no as well. You know, when you don't want to reject someone and be, you know, rude or whatever, you can just say, I would love to, but, and then give you a reason as to why, you know, you can't.
Okay, I would love to, but I can't.
And the last one, you know, when the conversation is too long and you really have to go. Or maybe you don't have to go, but you want to go, you know, and, you know, this person is telling you a story and it's just taking too long and you're a little bored. You can exit the conversation by saying, sorry to interrupt. I would love to hear more, but I really gotta go. And then you bounce. And that's it.
Yeah, I would love to hear more, but I'm gonna have to call you back.
All right, well, this is it. Now you are even more polite than you already were, which is beautiful. I think that's wonderful. So keep spreading love and positivity, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.